Hey, thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and going to start the one of two haul videos for the $2 sale at Shadow Mountain Comics in Tulsa. If you're ever through the Tulsa area, definitely want to check out Shadow Mountain Comics. Great buys there. These are all $2 comics, and though most are in high grade, even the ones that are not, by my estimate, because of filling in holes and runs and stuff like that, they're worth the $2. So what I'm going to do is I just kind of split them almost in half, and I'm just going to start with, I'm going to do half this video, half the other video, starting with Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 24. It's probably mid-grade, but just trying to read the run, while at the same time, number 29 has just gone up. I mean, shot up because of the appearance of Razor Fist in the Shang-Chi trailer, and so I'm selling that one because I know eventually I'll either be able to get a reprint or I'll be able to get it back. These high prices, of course, as you know, will not hold, and so eventually I will be able to have that one back. But this kind of helps as one comes into the run that I didn't have, one goes out. That's just kind of how the hobby goes. But Hands of Shang-Chi number 24. Guardians of the Galaxy, well, Marvel presents Guardians of the Galaxy number 12, helping me complete my run in that. So there's number 12, not a bad copy at all, a little higher than mid-grade, but just a nice, very dramatic. I like the dramatic cover there as they're racing to save Nikki from whatever fate that robot has for her. So anyway, Marvel presents number 12, featuring the Guardians of the Galaxy. Got this one. Now, I had a chance for a number 1 at this issue, and I am suffering a bit of regret. I should have, even at $2, it was worth it, but it was just kind of a messed up copy. It had a whitish cover, but very dingy. I just didn't like the look of it, and in hindsight, I should have gotten it. But here is number 2, Kazar, Lord of the Hidden Jungle. I think later they changed that. I don't know when they changed that to Lord of the Savage Land, or if they did, but Hidden Jungle there. And or why they called it Hidden Jungle to begin with, because it was Savage Land before the inception of his own book. But anyway, we have, like I said, I had a chance for number 2, for number 1, didn't get it, but I like this cover. I like the number 2 cover. Gil Kane, I think inked by Romita Sr. perhaps, but it's hard to tell. Some of you guys can tell me what you think about that. But anyway, there was that one. Now this one came without a bag and board, and even though it's got some spine ticks, I wanted this one. It's Marvel feature number 10, presenting the astonishing Ant-Man. I only have one other Marvel feature with Ant-Man. I'd like to try to kind of complete that run if I could. But despite the ticks, it does have some nice gloss, and so I'm happy with this one. But what I was most happy about on this was the fact that it's some early art by P. Craig Russell, going, of course, just by Craig Russell, and so I was happy about that. And so to see some early Russell art. He is, of course, one of my all-time favorite comics artists. You also have it looks like an old Al Hartley story in here called The Itch. That looks like Al Hartley, but I'll have to do some research and find out. But down there at the bottom, it says Al Hart. It's either Hartley or Harding. I've never heard of Harding, but I think that's Hartley. But anyway, just kind of a cool reprint story by Al Hartley. And you know how I like his stuff. From the Spire Christian Comics, the Archie stuff, and all of that. But anyway, so Ant-Man featured in Marvel feature number 10. This is great. This completes my reprint, my series of this series of reprints, The Life of Captain Marvel. Lots of great old Jim Starlin reprints in there. And this is The Life of Captain Marvel number 1. I had the rest of the issues, but did not have this one. And so there's some great... just some great art in here by Jim Starlin. Reprints these stories, so now I can go through and read all those neat old Captain Marvel stories by Jim Starlin. Big old face image of Thanos there on the back cover. So anyway, great stuff there. Well worth the $2. Very happy with that. And then just kind of an offbeat title. This was an issue that I did not have. Shade the Changing Man number 3. I have 1, 2, 4, and 5, I believe, maybe 6, but I didn't have 3, and it's in nice shape. So I was really happy with that. I like the weird purple, the green background with the purple on green and there, and just all the colors going on in that. Just some good old Steve Ditko madness, which is with him same as Steve Ditko goodness. Okay. Invincible Iron Man number 102. This is one that I've had in the past. This one actually has the Frankenstein monster in this story, and it's really kind of cool. I have a friend who thought it was just so weird that they would cross over characters like Doc Savage and Frankenstein monster and werewolf and that kind of thing, that Marvel even back in the day would cross those characters over with their mainstream superhero characters, because they just didn't, in his mind, they didn't belong in the same world. I see that, I understand that, but as a kid, I loved seeing my favorite superheroes interact with those characters. So, you know, it doesn't matter to me whether they do it or not. Now, this one was a personal acquisition. It's not in the best of shape. It was printed a little off. The cover was a little off, a little bit of a slant, and it is going to need a little bit of a press. But I've been looking to reacquire this particular book for some time, and getting it for $2, it was just a no-brainer. Didn't have to think about it. It is an annual from 1980. It is X-Men Annual number 4. This is a great X-Men Doctor Strange story. That is, of course, written by Chris Claremont and drawn by John Romita Jr. and Bob McLeod. Two of my favorite artists. But Bob McLeod's great. I love his pencils and I love his inks. I love him inking anybody else, because what he doesn't do is what a lot of inkers do, is he doesn't overpower someone's style and their pencils. He just polishes. It's so cool what he does. Kind of like Bob Layton. Okay, but anyway, I liked this because I remember when the first time John Romita Jr. came on as a regular X-Men penciler, and I remember going, wait a minute, I've seen him draw these characters before. Where in the world have I seen that? And I dug up this annual, which was still in my collection at the time. I was like, yes, I was able. That's one of the instances I can remember that I knew I was beginning to recognize these, getting good at recognizing these artists' styles. So anyway, really love the books. Great story, great art by John Romita Jr. All right, next, this is just not worth anything, I don't think. I still think it was a great buy for $2. I'd never had any of the Marvel multi-mags bags, okay? These are 2 comics for 79 cents, as it says there. 2 comics for 79 cents. Nothing special about the books. It is Shogun Warriors number 9. And on the back, Marvel Superheroes number 84, which of course is a Hulk reprint story, okay? But just kind of cool to get the bag and get the comics actually look like they're still in really decent shape in there. We know they've been in the bag, and so the bag's never been opened. So I just thought it was kind of a neat snag, and so I wanted that one. This next one is a part of Wolverine's story. I think issues... I don't remember if it's 18 or 17 through 23 or 18 through 22, but it ran back in 1990. The reason I liked this run was because it was a story done by John Byrne, and so I liked this. Throughout this, I think it was inked by Klaus Janson, I believe. I want to say Klaus Janson or Bill Sienkiewicz. I'm going to go ahead and look, because there was something very. I was already, of course, a big John Byrne fan, and of course, having John Byrne come back and do Wolverine, of course, that was his main character. That was his favorite character in the X-Men, and you could tell. And so I wanted to see it again, but it's just a great, by Klaus Janson does the finished art. I mean, look at that. There's a very visceral look to the art. I like Klaus Janson and Bill Sienkiewicz's inks on a few different artists, I should say. John Byrne is one, Sal Buscema is another. But anyway, so that was cool, finding that, because I've been looking for that particular one. I had every other one in that story except that one. So love that story. Can't wait to read it again. World's Unknown number 4. The Bronze Age Marvel horror books. Some were reprints, some were not. Always a fun read. Always interesting to see what's in there. And this one is in nice shape. Got some great gloss there. I'll still press it. lightly press it, but just a really nice looking book. I've had this one before as well, and you know, but lost, didn't keep it, sold it, whatever, traded it. But John Buscema and Dick Giordano, John Buscema being inked by Dick Giordano, which is just great stuff. And the opening story there called Arena. And see what else is in here, just out of curiosity, because it's been so long since I had it, I don't remember. It's a, okay, there is one other backup story. I hate when you get these Golden Age stories and you can't see who did the art. But Lost in One World, still though, very, very eye-catching art, emotive, just so much, just really good, so many talented artists working in comics in the 50s and 40s, and just trying to get, no word about who did the art. But anyway, great book. I love the Marvel Bronze Age horror books for the new stuff and their reprints. Next is, speaking of Bronze Age Marvel horror, Frankenstein Monster number 14, which is one I didn't have. Just one or two away from completing that run, and so really excited about that. So snagging that for $2, no brainer there. Chamber of Chills, another Marvel Bronze Age series. Let's see what this one has to offer. Chamber of Chills number 16. We'll need a press. Again, some nice gloss there. Got some gloss. We'll need a press. There's a crease. If I can make it show up right there on the S. And I'll press that. Great Gil Kane cover. Okay, first story originally presented in Strange Tales number 5. Again, can't see an artist's signature or anything, but really kind of a cool opening page there. Very, very dramatic, very detailed, and looks like a lot of stuff going on there. Room Without a Door. I can't see who drew that. Let's check the next one. Let's check the next story. The next story originally presented in Weird Worlds number 9. Once again, oh no, there you go. Tony DiPreta. Tony DiPreta, D-I-P-R-E-T-A. Never heard of him, but very cool looking octopus-like monster there on the front. Do not feed. Great suggestion. Great suggestion. Do not feed on that. Get me a screenshot there. There we go. All right. Pardon my obvious attempt at getting a screenshot there. Okay, I'm looking at the rest of this. This looks like it's going to be kind of exciting, kind of creepy, so that's neat. Oh, and finally we have a originally presented in Strange Tales number 83, Masquerade Party, a very obvious Ditko production there. So that's always great. I never, ever get tired of Steve Ditko's work. Ever. It's just impossible. I think the only Steve Ditko work that I've never even tried, I'm not saying I've seen all Steve Ditko's work, I haven't, but I've never even tried any of his Speedball stuff. I just didn't. At that point, I thought, come on, Steve. Come on, man. Okay, all right. I'm not judging much. All right, Creatures on the Loose, number 23, with Thongor. Thongor, Warrior of Lost Lemuria. I've never known quite how to pronounce that. Very nice copy there. And the neat thing about this is the artist, one of my favorite artists, Val Mayrick, and this is some of his early stuff, I think. I probably people think that when I say that a lot, one of my favorite artists. Well, Mark, you get a lot of favorite artists. I do, but at the same time, when you've been actually collecting for as long as I have, well, what do? You tend to get the books that have your favorite artist's work in them. It's really not the hard math there, okay? Great stuff there by Val Mayrick, and just the good old sword and sorcery stuff, and monsters, and that big tough guys saving pretty women and that kind of thing. So there you go. So that's half of the $2 haul from Shadow Mountain. I'm going to do the next half in a few days. But anyway, just wanted to give you an idea of some of what I picked up, and glad you got to share it with me. Just keep on collecting comics. It's a great hobby. You can get by cheaply and still get great stuff. I'm just glad we live in that time, that despite the fact that the hot books are commanding more and more and higher prices, the result of that is that people are overlooking some of the great stuff that nobody cares about because it's not hot. And so you can still find great stuff from $1 to $2. Let's say $5 and below, you can still find great stuff. Okay, and so you just gotta just gotta search. You gotta look. You gotta hunt, and that's the most fun part. So anyway, that's it for now. We'll do another video in a few days. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.